Mr. Pistol, good morning. I thank the Chairman for this opportunity, and I welcome Administrator Pistol and acknowledge that this month marks your 2-year anniversary at TSA. Might I also congratulate you on a great event that you just recently had with your family and wish them well. I thank you for your leadership, and I look forward to continuing to work with you. And I also, Mr. Chairman, would like to thank you for holding what I hope will be an informative hearing. Let me acknowledge, as we all do in this business, that I have before the Judiciary Committee the Attorney General. And so I will be looking to be in this hearing for as long as I can, and if Mr. Pistol would accept the fact that I may be not in 2 places at once, but have to be in 2 places for the responsibilities that I have. But it is important for us to recognize the leadership of Mr. Pistol and identify opportunities where TSA can do better. I consider this committee one of the hard-working committees. I'd like to say hardest working, and as well that there is a collegiality between myself and the chairperson. We look forward to working together on a number of issues. I take issue, however, with the title of today's hearing because I do believe that the 40,000 plus numbers of TSO officers are in fact the majority committed to the service of this nation. As I have traveled throughout the nation's airports, both small, medium, and large, and encountered a number of TSOs and spoken to them about their commitment or how long they've been, a large number, of course, rose to the occasion after 9/11 as this agency was being created. Many of them are former law enforcement officers. Others are former members of the United States military who just could not sit home while their nation was in crisis. That commitment is still present, and I believe what is most important is that we instill that commitment and dedication to service to all of the new recruits. I would ask this committee, would we consider missteps in the United States military as a cause for privatization, or suggesting that there are too many persons and that we should indicate it is too cumbersome and difficult? When we think of the vast numbers of men and women of the United States military in places far away, for the most part, the members of Congress recognize that it is important for them to be present where they are. And so I hope that we can view the Transportation Security Agency as our agency. I have said repeatedly, we need increased professional development. We need the opportunity for promotion, and I think, Mr. Pistol, you've agreed with me on that. And we certainly need to weed out those who are not adhering to the duties that they're mandated to do. And when we find fractures in the system, we need to be able to own up to it, stand up to it, and get rid of it. I hope that is what you're committed to doing. But our transportation security system is not a call center or a help desk in a department store. I think we would be remiss if we did not recognize TSA's growth and maturity since being established in the aftermath of 9/11. Let us ask ourselves, with the elimination of TSA as proposed by many of my friends on the other side of the aisle, such as the Appropriations Committee work, would make us more secure. I remind everyone constantly, 9/11 was pre-TSA. I'm thankful that we believe, most of us, that we can move forward and improve this organization. We cannot ignore that TSA expands beyond our checkpoint screening operations and has successfully instituted security programs, such as Secure Flight, which vets passengers against a no-fly list before boarding a plane. But there needs to be greater cooperation, no doubt. There needs to be cooperation with airlines and airports. We need to be looking at the ingress and egress of airports where individuals can bypass TSA because of so many entrances and become a security threat. TSA does not walk the airports per se, they're at the screening sites. Risk-based screening, a shift on the passenger screening experience as TSA evolves and focuses more time on those individuals it knows the least about. That is important, and the use of intelligence. The Transportation Security Grant Program, which requires TSA's expertise on mass transit vulnerabilities and funding priorities across all high-risk state and local jurisdictions. In my own community of Houston, this partnership has been vital. These are just some examples of how TSA has established itself beyond just our checkpoint screening. The national goal of ensuring a safe aviation environment can only be achieved through bipartisanship in the legislative branch and cooperation between the legislative branch and the executive branch. As I conclude, I want to look forward to securing from this hearing today, Mr. Administrator, and clarifying some of the points discussed early this year by TSA officials: the vetting of workers at airports, privatization of transportation security workers, weeding out the bad apples, such as incidences that occurred in the last 2 weeks, the status of TSA's repair station security role, and the role and responsibilities for surface inspectors at TSA, and whether or not we're working with the industry to ensure such. Mr. Chairman, I look forward to this hearing, and I am hoping that we will have the opportunity to leave this place with a roadmap, a continued roadmap for the professional service of TSA officers and TSA that are in the front lines, along with federal air marshals, in the front lines of securing the nation's future. Mr. Chairman, I thank you for your indulgence, and I yield back.